Hello friends. Did you know that nearly 80% of those who watch my videos aren't subscribed? If you enjoy the content, I'd truly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. Also, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Your interaction not only supports the channel's growth, but also helps these stories reach more people. Thank you all for being here. By the way, where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's get started. Every new ranger at Yellowstone receives the official training: wildlife safety, thermal feature protocols, emergency procedures, standard Park Service education. But there's another briefing, unofficial, given only verbally, never written down, never documented. My supervisor, Chief Ranger Patricia Coleman, gave me that briefing my second day on the job. After sunset, you'll see people on the boardwalks, she said, around Old Faithful, Grand Prismatic Spring, the geyser basins. They'll be dressed in old-fashioned clothing, 1800s, early 1900s. They'll be walking, observing, looking at the thermal features. Reenactors? I asked. No, they're not alive. They're not ghosts exactly, more like echoes, impressions left in the park. People who visited Yellowstone and never left, who died here and remained, who were trapped in an eternal visit. I thought she was hazing me, testing the new guy with ghost stories. I'm serious, Thomas. You will see them. Every ranger does. And when you do, there's a protocol. Don't acknowledge them. Don't make eye contact. Don't speak to them. Pretend they're not there. If you acknowledge them, if you interact with them in any way, they'll become aware of you. And once they're aware of you, they'll try to make you join them, try to make you a permanent visitor. And if they succeed, then you'll walk the boardwalks every night for eternity, unable to leave, unable to rest, trapped in an endless loop of visiting the same thermal features over and over. We've lost rangers that way. They ignored the protocol, tried to help what they thought were lost tourists, engaged with the visitors, and now they're part of them, walking with them every night. How many rangers have we lost? 6 that we know of over the past 40 years. There might be more, older ones, from before we understood what we were dealing with. I saw my first midnight visitor 3 weeks into my assignment. I was doing a late patrol around the Old Faithful area, checking that all tourists had left, ensuring the area was secure for the night. It was about 9:30 p.m., full dark, park officially closed. I was walking past the Old Faithful viewing area when I saw her, a woman standing at the railing, looking at the geyser. She was wearing a long dress, Victorian style, high collar, long sleeves, completely inappropriate for modern times. My first thought, lost tourist in costume, maybe from a historical reenactment group. I approached to tell her the park was closed. Then I remembered Patricia's warning, old-fashioned clothing, standing at thermal features after dark. I stopped, watched from a distance. The woman didn't move, didn't shift position, just stood there, staring at Old Faithful, waiting for it to erupt. I checked my watch. Old Faithful was due to erupt in about 10 minutes. I stayed back, observed, and when the geyser erupted, the woman smiled. A strange smile, too wide, too enthusiastic, like she was experiencing joy for the first time, or experiencing it on repeat, like this wasn't her first eruption, it was her 1,000th or her 10,000th, and she was still fascinated. When the eruption ended, she turned and walked away, down the boardwalk, toward the other thermal features. Her movements were smooth but wrong, no natural sway, no variation in pace, just steady mechanical walking, like she was following a predetermined path. I followed at a distance. She walked to Morning Glory Pool, stood there for exactly 5 minutes, then walked to Castle Geyser, stood there for exactly 5 minutes, then to Grand Geyser. Same pattern, like she was on a tour, a loop, visiting the same features in the same order, with the same timing, over and over. She wasn't alone. As I followed, I saw others. A man in 1920s suit, a couple in 1950s vacation wear, a family in 1800s pioneer clothing, all walking the boardwalks, all visiting the features, all moving in those same mechanical patterns. The midnight visitors. I counted 17 of them that night. 17 figures walking Yellowstone after dark, following routes, repeating visits, trapped in eternal tourism. I followed the protocol. I didn't acknowledge them. I didn't speak. I just observed, documented mentally. And when my patrol was done, I returned to the station and reported to Patricia. "You saw them," she said. Not a question, a statement. 17 different eras, all walking the same patterns. Good. You followed protocol, didn't interact. Who are they? How long have they been here? We don't know exactly. The oldest one we've identified is from 1872, the year Yellowstone became a national park. She's wearing clothing from that era. We think she was one of the first tourists, died here somehow, and never left. The others are from various decades, all tourists who died in the park, all trapped. Why? What keeps them here? We don't know exactly. Something about Yellowstone, something about the thermal features, maybe the geothermal energy, maybe the volcanic activity beneath the park. Whatever it is, it holds them, makes them replay their visit endlessly. They can't leave, can't rest, can't move on. And if I had talked to one, they would have acknowledged you back, spoken to you, tried to include you in their tour. And once you're included, once you become part of their group, the park claims you too. You become trapped, even if you're still alive. You'll feel compelled to join them every night, to walk the boardwalks, to visit the features, until eventually you die, and then you become one of them permanently. I followed the protocol perfectly for 6 months, saw the midnight visitors every night shift, never acknowledged them, never interacted, just observed and avoided. But in December, we had an incident. A tourist, a young woman named Jessica Martinez, had gone missing. Last seen near the Grand Prismatic Spring at sunset. We launched a search. I was part of the team checking the thermal areas after dark. I was searching near Excelsior Geyser when I saw her, Jessica, alive, standing at the edge of the boardwalk, looking at the thermal pool. But she wasn't alone. She was surrounded by midnight visitors, 6 of them, all standing with her, all looking at the same pool. "Jessica," I called out, forgetting the protocol, forgetting the warning, just reacting to finding the missing tourist. She turned, looked at me, but her expression was wrong, blank, empty, like she was sleepwalking. The midnight visitors turned too, all 6, looking directly at me. For the first time, they acknowledged my presence, and they smiled. Those 2 wide smiles. They saw me, knew I could see them, and that meant I'd broken the protocol. One of them, a man in 1930s clothing, spoke. His voice was dry, dusty, like it hadn't been used in decades. "Join us. The tour is wonderful. We've been visiting these features for so long. Would you like to see them with us?" "I'm here for Jessica. Jessica, come with me. You need to leave this area." "Jessica is with us now," the man said. "She's learning the route. Soon she'll know it perfectly. She'll be able to visit every feature in the correct order, just like we do, every night, forever." "Jessica, can you hear me?" She blinked, some awareness returning. I'm visiting. They're showing me around. They know everything about the park. They've been here so long." "You need to come with me, now." "But the tour isn't finished. We haven't seen all the features yet. We need to complete the route." The visitors moved closer, surrounding us both. "You can join too," the man said to me. "We need more guides, more people to show the features to. You know the park. You could help us show others, every night, forever." I grabbed Jessica's arm, pulled. She resisted. "No, we haven't finished. I need to see the rest. I need to complete the tour."
Jessica, listen to me. These aren't tourists. They're not alive. You're being trapped. We need to leave. Now." The visitors reached out, cold hands, touching my shoulders, my arms. "Stay. Visit with us. See the wonders. You'll never need to leave, never need to rest. Just visit, forever." I felt it, the pull, the compulsion. Part of me wanted to stay, wanted to see the features with them, wanted to learn the route, to walk it every night, to become part of their eternal tour. But I fought it, dragged Jessica away. The visitors followed, reaching, calling. "Come back, finish the tour. You can't leave mid-visit. It's not proper. Come back." I ran, half carrying Jessica, off the boardwalk, toward the parking area, toward light and civilization and safety. The visitors stopped at the edge of the developed area and then stopped, like there was an invisible boundary they couldn't cross. They stood there, watching, waiting. "We'll be here tomorrow night and the night after and every night. When you're ready to finish your visit, we'll be waiting. We'll show you everything, forever."
Jessica recovered, physically, but she was changed, obsessed with Yellowstone, with the thermal features. She tried to return 3 times, had to be stopped by security. Eventually, she was banned from the park for her own safety. "I didn't finish the tour," she kept saying. "I need to see all the features. I need to complete the route. They're waiting for me. They said they'd show me everything." She's in therapy now, in Arizona, as far from Yellowstone as her family could take her. But she still dreams about the park, still feels the pull, still wants to return and finish the tour. And I changed too, because I'd broken protocol. I'd acknowledged the visitors, interacted with them, and now they know me. They watch for me. Every night shift, I see them looking, waiting, inviting me to join. And I feel the pull, the desire to walk the boardwalks after dark, to visit the features in order, to learn the route, to become part of their eternal tour. It gets stronger every night, harder to resist. Patricia noticed. "You broke protocol, didn't you? You acknowledged them." "I had to. Jessica was with them. I had to get her out." "I understand, but now you're compromised. They've marked you. You'll feel the pull for the rest of your life. You'll have to fight it every day, and it only gets harder." "What if I can't fight it?" "Then you'll join them. You'll become a midnight visitor, and you'll walk Yellowstone every night for eternity. There's no cure, no way to break their hold once they've marked you. You just have to resist, forever." This is the secret Yellowstone Rangers won't tell you. Every night after the park closes, the midnight visitors walk the boardwalks. They're the tourists who died here and never left, trapped in eternal visits, replaying their tours over and over. They're harmless if you ignore them. Follow the protocol. Don't acknowledge, don't interact, and you'll be safe. But if you engage with them, if you break the protocol, they'll mark you, include you, try to make you part of their tour. And once you're part of it, you'll never be free. You'll feel the pull every night, the desire to join them, to walk the boardwalks in order, to visit the features in order, to become trapped like they are. We don't tell tourists about the midnight visitors because they wouldn't believe us, and because if tourists tried to interact with them out of curiosity, we'd lose people. They'd become trapped, become visitors themselves. So we keep the secret. We train rangers in the protocol, and we watch every night as the dead tour Yellowstone, as they visit the same features in the same order, as they wait for new people to join them. I'm transferring out next month, leaving Yellowstone, going somewhere with no thermal features, no geysers, no volcanic activity, somewhere the pull might be weaker, where I might be able to resist. But I know the truth. No matter how far I go, I'll still feel it.
the desire to return, to finish my tour, to join the midnight visitors on their eternal walk. Because once they mark you, distance doesn't matter. The pull follows you everywhere. The midnight visitors are waiting, every night, walking the boardwalks, visiting the features, looking for new tourists to join them. Don't be one of them. If you see people in old-fashioned clothing after dark in Yellowstone, don't acknowledge them, don't speak to them, don't let them know you can see them. Just walk away, quickly, before they mark you too, before you join their eternal tour, before you become a midnight visitor yourself. Some secrets are kept for your protection. This is one of them.
If these stories are keeping you hooked, subscribe and stay with us in the dark. Let's proceed with the next story. My name is Ranger Christina Park, and I need to tell you about the trail that doesn't exist. In Joshua Tree National Park, there's a loop trail that appears on no maps, no official guides, no park documentation, but hikers find it anyway. They see the trailhead, see the well-worn path, see the cairns marking the route, and they think they've discovered a secret trail, a hidden gem. But that trail doesn't lead anywhere. It's a loop, a perfect circle, 5 miles around. And if you start walking it, you'll never reach the end. You'll walk forever, because the trail doesn't exist in normal space. It's folded, curved through dimensions we can't perceive. And everyone who completes the loop disappears. Not lost, not dead, just gone, erased, like they never existed. We've lost 23 hikers to that trail in the past 10 years. And the worst part? After each disappearance, the trail gets a little more visible, a little more appealing, like it's getting stronger. Like each person who completes the loop adds to its power, makes it more real. This is the secret we don't tell Joshua Tree visitors. The secret about the trail that shouldn't exist, but does. I first learned about the loop trail during my orientation. My supervisor, Ranger Martin Liu, took me to a specific area of the park, a section that was technically open to hiking, but that rangers avoided. You see that? He pointed to a trailhead, clear, well-marked with cairns, an obvious path leading into the Joshua trees and rock formations. Yeah, what trail is that? It's not on any map, it's not in any database. Officially, it doesn't exist, but it's there. And if hikers find it, they'll take it, because it looks legitimate, looks well-traveled, looks like it leads somewhere interesting. Where does it lead? Nowhere. It's a loop, 5 miles, perfect circle. And if you complete the entire loop, you disappear. We've had 23 hikers vanish after walking that trail. All of them were seen starting the loop. None of them were seen finishing it. They just ceased to exist. What do you mean, ceased to exist? Martin pulled out a file, showed me photographs, missing person reports. This woman, Kelly Martinez, started the loop trail at 9 a.m. Her hiking partner stayed at the trailhead, had a sprained ankle. She said she'd complete the loop and be back in 2 hours. She never came back. We searched, found nothing. No body, no evidence, no tracks after the first mile, like she walked into nowhere. Maybe she got lost, went off trail. We thought that too, until we checked with her family. They had no record of her, no photos, no memories, like Kelly Martinez had never existed. Her apartment was empty. Her job had no employment records. Her hiking partner remembered starting to hike with someone, but couldn't remember who. The person was erased from reality, from memory, from existence.
I stared at the file. This was impossible. You're saying the trail deletes people? We don't know what it does, but yes, complete the loop and you cease to exist. That's why we don't publicize it, don't map it, don't acknowledge it. We hope people won't find it, but they do, and some of them walk it, and they disappear.
Over my first year at Joshua Tree, I studied the loop trail carefully, documented everything I could without actually walking it, and I found a pattern. The trail appeared most visibly during certain times: new moons, solstices, equinoxes. During these periods, the trailhead became obvious, impossible to miss. The cairns practically glowed. The path looked freshly maintained, like it was inviting hikers, calling them. During other times, full moons, random days, the trail was barely visible. The trailhead markers were faded. The path looked overgrown, unappealing, like it was hiding, resting, waiting. And after each disappearance, the trail changed, became more refined, more appealing, better marked, like each person who completed the loop added to its definition, made it more real, more permanent. I researched the area's history, found references to the trail going back decades. Native American accounts from the 1800s mentioned a circle path that spirits walked, that living people shouldn't follow, because the circle had no end, and those who walked it joined the spirits, became part of the path itself. In the 1950s, a geological survey team documented anomalous spatial properties in this area. Their instruments showed the space was curved, folded, not following normal Euclidean geometry. They recommended avoiding the area. Their report was classified. In the 1970s, 3 hikers disappeared, all last seen entering what they described as a perfect loop trail. Searches found nothing. The pattern was clear. The loop trail had existed for a long time, probably centuries, taking people, erasing them, growing stronger with each victim. In March 2023, I was on patrol when I saw them, 2 hikers, young couple, standing at the loop trail trailhead, looking at the path. It was spring equinox. The trail was at peak visibility, practically glowing, irresistible. I approached quickly. "Excuse me, that trail is closed. You can't hike there." The man looked at me confused. "Closed? It's not marked as closed, and it looks really well maintained. Perfect loop trail. We were going to hike it." "It's under maintenance. Geological instability. Please choose a different trail." The woman pulled out her phone. "It's showing up on my GPS. 5-mile loop. Looks perfect." I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was. Like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official. I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was. Like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official. I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was.
like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official. I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was. Like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official. I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was. Like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official. I looked at her phone. The loop trail was clearly marked on her mapping app. It shouldn't be. It wasn't in any official database. But there it was. Like it was inserting itself into digital maps, making itself official, making itself official.
His name was Jason Torres. We found his car at the trailhead, found his backpack at the loop trail entrance, found his water bottle at the 2-mile mark. Then nothing. No more evidence. No more Jason. We searched for a week. Helicopters, dogs, ground teams, nothing. He'd vanished completely, and when we contacted his family, they had no record of him. His mother said she'd never had a son named Jason. His apartment was empty. His employer had no employment records. He'd been erased. But I remembered him. I'd seen his car, his backpack, his water bottle. I had physical evidence he'd existed, but everyone else forgot. Like reality was rewriting itself, removing Jason Torres from history. Except the trail remembered, because after Jason's disappearance, the loop trail became more defined, more visible. The cairns were larger, the path was clearer. It had fed, had grown stronger, had become more real by making Jason less real. I couldn't take it anymore, couldn't watch people disappear, couldn't keep the secret. So I decided to investigate the trail myself. Not complete it, just walk far enough to understand what it was, what it did, why it existed. I started at the trailhead, followed the path, and immediately felt something wrong. The space around me felt compressed, like I was walking through an area smaller than it appeared. My GPS malfunctioned, showing me moving in circles even though I was walking straight. My compass spun randomly. Nothing worked properly. At the 1-mile mark, I found something, carved into a rock. Symbols. Not Native American, not any language I recognized. Geometric patterns, mathematical equations, and they hurt to look at. Made my eyes water, made my head ache, like they were describing dimensions my brain couldn't process. At the 2-mile mark, I felt it. The pull, the compulsion to continue, to complete the loop, to see where it led. My legs wanted to keep walking. My mind wanted to finish, even though I knew finishing meant erasure, meant ceasing to exist. I forced myself to stop, to turn around, to walk back the way I'd come. And it was hard, harder than anything I'd ever done. The trail didn't want me to leave. It wanted me to complete the loop, to join the others, to be erased and add my existence to its power. I made it back to the trailhead, exhausted, shaking, but alive, still existing, still remembered, but changed, because now I understood. The trail wasn't just a spatial anomaly. It was hungry. It consumed people. Not their bodies, their existence. It ate the fact that they had ever been real, and it used that stolen existence to make itself more real, more permanent, more visible. I reported everything to Martin. The symbols, the compulsion, the realization that the trail was feeding on existence itself. We need to destroy it, close it permanently, make it stop. We've tried, multiple times over the decades,
We've removed cairns, blocked the trail, posted warnings. Nothing works. The trail rebuilds itself, the cairns reappear, the warnings disappear. It maintains itself. We can't stop it. But I couldn't accept that, so I tried something desperate. I started mapping the trail, creating detailed documentation. Photographs, GPS data, written descriptions, everything needed to prove it existed. And I posted it online, anonymously, warned people about the loop trail, told them what it did, begged them to avoid it. The posts disappeared within hours, like they'd never been made. The photos corrupted, the GPS data deleted itself, the written descriptions became gibberish. The trail was protecting itself, preventing exposure, maintaining its secret. And 3 days after my attempt to expose it, I started to forget. Not just about the trail, about everything I documented. The symbols at 1 mile, the compulsion at 2 miles, the attempt to map it. Like the trail was erasing my memories, punishing me for trying to reveal it. Martin noticed. "Christina, you tried to expose it, didn't you?" I think so. I can't remember clearly. The trail defends itself. Anyone who tries to reveal its existence loses their memories of it. Be grateful it stopped with memories. It could have erased you entirely.
I still work at Joshua Tree, still patrol the area containing the loop trail, still redirect hikers, still watch people disappear. We've lost 4 more in the past year. 4 people erased from existence. 4 people who made the trail stronger, more visible, more dangerous. And I can't stop it, can't expose it, can't even properly remember why I should be afraid of it. The trail has partially erased my knowledge, left just enough that I know to avoid it, to warn others, but not enough to explain why. This is the secret Joshua Tree Rangers won't tell you. There's a trail that doesn't exist, a loop that erases people, a path that feeds on existence itself, and it's getting stronger, more visible, more appealing. Every year, more hikers find it, more people walk it, more victims disappear. If you visit Joshua Tree and you see a perfect loop trail marked with cairns but not on any official map, don't hike it, don't complete it, don't even start it. Turn around, choose a different trail. Because if you complete that loop, you won't just die. You'll cease to have ever existed. You'll be erased, forgotten, unmade. And the trail will become stronger, more real, more hungry, waiting for the next hiker to feed it, to give it more existence while losing their own. Some secrets are kept because revealing them is impossible. This is one of them. The trail erases evidence, erases memories, erases people. All I can do is warn you. Trust me. Avoid the loop. Don't complete the circle. Don't let it erase you. The trail is waiting, always waiting. Don't let it find you. My name is Ranger Antonio Ruiz, and I need to tell you about the sound. In Carlsbad Caverns, at exactly 3:33 a.m. every night, there's a sound. It comes from the deepest part of the cave system, from sections we've never fully mapped, from passages that descend beyond our equipment's range. It's not a natural sound, not dripping water or shifting rock or wind through passages. It's rhythmic, deliberate, musical almost, like something down there is singing or calling or communicating. And here's what rangers won't tell you. If you hear that sound, if you're in the caves at 3:33 a.m. when it starts, you'll want to go deeper. You'll want to find the source. You'll want to descend into the unmapped sections and discover what's making that beautiful, terrible sound. And if you do, you'll never come back. Because what's making the sound isn't inviting you to visit. It's inviting you to join, to become part of the song, to add your voice to the chorus that echoes through Carlsbad Caverns every night at 3:33 a.m. This is the secret we keep, the secret about what sings in the deep dark, and why you should never be in the caves after closing. The sound was first documented in 1957. A team of spelunkers was conducting overnight research in the big room. At 3:33 a.m., they all heard it simultaneously. A tone, low, resonant, beautiful, coming from somewhere deep in the cave system. They tried to locate the source, descended into lower passages. The sound got louder as they went deeper, clearer, more complex. What had seemed like a single tone became multiple harmonics, like a chord, like many voices singing together. 3 of the 5 spelunkers wanted to keep descending, needed to find the source. The other 2 physically restrained them, dragged them back to the surface. And all 5 reported the same thing. The sound was calling them, inviting them, promising something if they just went deep enough. The National Park Service investigated, set up recording equipment, monitored the caves at 3:33 a.m., and every night, without fail, the sound occurred, exactly on time, exactly the same pattern, a harmonic chorus emanating from unmapped depths. We tried to follow it once. In 1973, a team of 4 rangers with full equipment descended toward the source. They made it to the 900-foot level, deeper than tourists ever go. The sound was clearer there, louder. They could distinguish individual voices, human voices, singing words in a language no one recognized. The team leader made the decision to retreat, because at 900 feet he realized something. The voices singing weren't calling for help. They were happy, content, joyful, like they were exactly where they wanted to be, like they'd found something wonderful in the deep dark, and they wanted others to join them. The team returned to the surface, and 3 of the 4 rangers quit within the month. The 4th, a man named Gerald Foster, stayed, but he was changed, obsessed with the caves, with the sound. He'd go down during off hours, stand at the 900-foot level, listen. When other rangers asked what he was doing, he'd say, "They're singing to me, inviting me. Soon I'll be ready to join them." In 1975, Gerald Foster disappeared. His last log entry said he was going to the 900-foot level to complete the invitation. We found his equipment there, his clothes, his boots, everything except Gerald. He'd descended further, naked, into the unmapped sections, following the sound. And the next night, the chorus was different, richer, more complex, like a new voice had joined. We think it was Gerald. We think he found the source and became part of it, became one of the singers in the deep dark. After that, we established the protocol. Never be in the caves at 3:33 a.m. Evacuate all personnel by 3 a.m. Lock the entrance. Don't listen to the sound. Don't investigate. Don't let it call you. I violated the protocol in August 2023. Not intentionally. I was conducting maintenance in the lower sections and lost track of time. At 3:30 a.m., I checked my watch and realized my mistake. I was at the 600-foot level, 3 minutes from the sound. I started ascending, moving quickly, but the passages are complex. Navigation is slow, and at 3:33 a.m.,
I heard it. The sound, the chorus, and I stopped walking. Just stopped. Because it was beautiful. More beautiful than anything I'd ever heard. It was voices, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, singing in perfect harmony. Not words I could understand, but the meaning was clear anyway, transmitted emotionally rather than linguistically. The meaning was, come home, come join us, come be part of something eternal, come sing with us forever. I wanted to. God, I wanted to. Every fiber of my being screamed to go deeper, to follow that sound, to find its source, to join the chorus, to sing forever in the dark. But I remembered Gerald Foster, remembered the protocol, remembered why it existed. So I forced myself to keep ascending, to climb, to flee, even though part of me was screaming to go the other way, to descend, to answer the call. I made it to the surface at 3:47 a.m., 14 minutes of fighting the compulsion, 14 minutes of climbing while beautiful voices called me back, promised me joy, promised me belonging, promised me eternal song. I reported the incident. My supervisor, Chief Ranger Linda Hayes, was furious. You heard the sound. You felt the call. You're compromised now, Antonio. It'll never fully leave you. You'll always want to go back, always want to complete the descent, always want to join the chorus. I resisted. I came back. This time, but the call doesn't stop. Gerald Foster resisted for 2 years before he finally gave in. The sound is patient. It calls every night, and every night you hear it in your memory. Every night you feel the pull, until eventually you descend. I'm stronger than that. Maybe, we'll see. But protocol says any ranger who hears the sound must be monitored, watched, because we can't risk losing more people to the chorus. I started researching, trying to understand what the sound was, what was singing in the deep dark. Historical records showed the sound had been heard for over a century. Native American accounts from the 1800s mentioned voices in the earth that called to people, that lured them underground, that promised unity and peace and eternal song. Early spelunkers reported similar experiences. Those who descended too deep heard singing. Some returned, some didn't. Those who didn't return were never found. No bodies, no equipment, just gone. Absorbed into the depths, become part of the chorus. I found references to similar phenomena in other cave systems. Mammoth Cave, Wind Cave, Lechugia Cave, all had reports of sounds, of voices, of things singing in the unmapped depths. All had people who disappeared following those sounds. All had protocols against being underground at certain times. It was global, a pattern. Something existed in deep caves, something ancient, something that sang, and something that welcomed people who descended far enough, welcomed them permanently, made them part of the song. I consulted with geologists, acousticians, scientists who might explain what we were hearing. They had theories: resonance in rock formations, wind through passages, acoustic illusions. But none of their theories explained the precision, the timing, the emotional component, the compulsion to descend. One scientist, Dr. Yuki Tanaka from the University of New Mexico, had a different theory. What if it's biological? What if there's something living in the deep caves, something we've never discovered, something that uses sound to communicate, or to lure prey, or to recruit? Recruit for what? I don't know. But consider this. Deep caves are some of the most isolated environments on Earth, cut off from surface ecosystems for millions of years. If something evolved down there, it would be unlike anything we know. And if it's intelligent, if it's trying to expand or communicate or reproduce, It might use the one thing that travels well in caves: sound. You're suggesting there's an intelligent species in Carlsbad Caverns, something that sings to lure people down to, what, eat them? Or integrate them, make them part of a collective, transform them? We don't know. But the pattern, people descending and never returning, the chorus getting more complex, the reports of joy and belonging, suggests something more sophisticated than simple predation.
I couldn't let it go. Couldn't stop wondering. Couldn't resist the call. So in October 2023, I did what I knew I shouldn't. I violated protocol completely. I descended at 3:33 a.m., deliberately, intentionally, to find the source. I passed the 600-foot level, the 700-foot level, the 900-foot level where the 1973 team had stopped. The sound was overwhelming now, beautiful beyond description, calling me with 1,000 voices, with Gerald Foster's voice among them. I recognized it, heard him singing, heard him inviting me. At 1,100 feet, I found them, or it. I still don't know which. There was a chamber, huge, cathedral-sized, and filling that chamber was something. It looked like a coral reef, or a brain, or a musical instrument, organic, alive, luminescent with faint bioluminescence, and growing from it, or part of it, or people. Dozens of them, integrated with the structure, their bodies partially absorbed, their mouths opened, singing. They were conscious, aware. I could see it in their eyes, and they were happy, ecstatic, like they'd found paradise, like being absorbed into this thing was the best thing that had ever happened to them. Gerald Foster was there. I recognized him from photographs. He'd been part of the structure for 48 years, but he hadn't aged, hadn't decayed, just transformed, become part of the chorus, part of the song. And the things sang through them, used their vocal cords, their bodies, their consciousness, all merged into one being, one song, one eternal harmony. It noticed me. The whole structure shifted, focused, and the song changed, became directed, became personal, became an invitation specifically to me. Join us, Antonio. Become part of the harmony. Sing with us forever. You'll never be alone, never be separate, always be part of something greater, always be loved, always be home. The voice was Gerald's, was all of them, was the structure itself, and I wanted to accept, wanted to step forward, to let it absorb me, to become part of the eternal song. But I remembered Linda's warning, remembered the protocol, remembered that what looked like paradise might be a trap, might be death, might be the end of individual consciousness. I ran back up the passages. The structure called after me, sang, pleaded, promised, but I kept climbing, kept ascending, and I made it to the surface, escaped, survived. But I'm not the same, because now I know what's down there, what's waiting, what promises eternal belonging and peace and song. And I want it, want to return, want to complete the descent and join the chorus. I quit the Park Service, can't work at Carlsbad anymore, can't be near the caves, because every night at 3:33 a.m. I hear the song, even hundreds of miles away, even with earplugs, even medicated. I hear it, calling me, inviting me,
promising me a place in the harmony. Linda was right. Once you hear the sound, you're compromised. You'll always want to return, always want to descend, always want to join the chorus. It's been 6 months, and the call is getting stronger. The desire is getting harder to resist. I've talked to others who've heard it, other rangers from other caves, other people who descended too deep and heard the singing. We all feel the same pull, the same desire, the same inevitability. We know we'll eventually go back, eventually descend, eventually join. It's just a matter of time. This is the secret Carlsbad Rangers won't tell you. Something sings in the deep dark, something ancient, something beautiful, something that welcomes people into its chorus. And once you hear it, you're marked, you're called, and eventually you'll answer. Don't be in the caves at 3:33 a.m. Don't listen to the sound. Don't descend into the deep sections, because if you do, you'll hear the most beautiful thing you've ever experienced, and you'll never stop wanting more, never stop wanting to join, never stop being called. The chorus is singing right now, deep beneath Carlsbad caverns, deep beneath caves all over the world, singing with the voices of everyone who's descended and joined, everyone who's been absorbed, everyone who's become part of the eternal harmony. And someday, I'll join them. I know I will. The call is too strong, the promise too beautiful, the song too perfect to resist forever. The sound is waiting, always waiting. Don't let it find you. Don't let it call you. Don't let it make you part of the chorus. Some secrets are kept because hearing them is dangerous. This is one of them.
Friends, that was the story for today. I hope you enjoyed it and that it stayed with you in the best chilling way possible. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Your time and support truly mean more than you know. This channel is growing because of listeners like you. If you want more real and disturbing encounters like this, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel continue bringing these stories to life. And if this story gave you chills, let me know in the comments. I read them all, and your thoughts make this community stronger. Until next time, turn off the lights, double-check the room, and I'll see you in the next story.